friends, welcome back to my channel, or welcome to my channel if you are new here. I am Martina Lily, and today I'm going to share with you guys 10 makeup products that I cannot live without. Essentially, if these were to go missing, I would instantly run out and repurchase them. I saw Simply Blair here on YouTube recently do this video and she really inspired me, so I will link Blair's video and her channel down below as well, and if you haven't checked her out, please do. She's amazing. So hopefully that sounds interesting to you guys. If it does, go ahead and do the YouTubey things, like, subscribe, hit that notification bell, and let's get into it. This makeup look will be coming up on my channel probably around the middle of March, which I know is really far away, but I'm like pre-filming and I cannot tell you what's on my eyes. Sorry, until then. But it is, you will find out eventually if you care. Now, let's get these super obvious ones out of the way. Number one, the Mcgrath Labs Intensifeyes Artistry Stick. If you have been around my channel for any length of time, you know my intense passion and love for the Mcgrath Labs Intensifeyes Stick. Essentially, kind of what this is like a glitter glue in a pen form. It's not as tacky or thick like a glitter glue. It almost reminds me a touch like Vaseline, but also not as greasy. And you can pop this on your lid before you apply metallic shadows to really intensify the metallic shadow and give it some grip like a glitter glue. And then you can also put this on over the top of the metallic shadows as well if you wanted to give it a little bit more like cream-like intensity, which is awesome. So it's a really versatile product. For me, with hooded eyes, it is a must-have because I do have like a fold that will go over where the metallic shadow goes. And so for me, I find that when I apply this, it extends the wear time of my metallic shadows with that crease. It also stops any potential fallout on my face or anything like that. And then also, I'm just someone who loves a bit more oomph with their eyeshadow. I have 4 of these in backup. I've gone through 3 already since they've been released, 3 or 4, I think. I literally love this like so much. It is the one product that I just recommend the most out of all of my products, truly. I know it's so random, and if they ever discontinue it, you will see me start a letter writing campaign. I promise you. The next one is pretty obvious as well if you've been around my channel any form of time. The Victoria Beckham Satin Kajal liners. Now, I have all of the colors pretty much, but I will narrow it down to like cocoa and black. They're kind of like my 2 everyday colors, you know, if I can only keep 2 of them kind of thing. If I had to like repurchase, like if they all went missing, I had to repurchase them, these 2 would be the first ones that I would repurchase, the black and cocoa, just because they're everyday. The best thing about these for me is I have really sensitive eyes that get irritated by eyeliner quite easily. And also, like, even if the eyeliner doesn't necessarily irritate them, I find if I'm like on a computer all day, which is what I do for work, some eyeliners can give you like that weird kind of cloudy feeling that can be like annoying throughout the day, and these do not do that at all. So I can wear these all day no matter what I'm doing. They don't irritate my eyes. They don't give me that weird cloudy kind of feeling on the eyes. I absolutely love them. They will transfer to when you first apply them, they're incredibly emollient. And so when I first apply them in my top waterline, if I kind of blink and stuff, they will transfer initially a little bit of the color. I personally do not care about that because I can wipe it off and then put my lower eyeliner color on if I'm doing that. But also because of the fact that these do not irritate my eyes in any way, shape or form, I'm willing to like put up with that. But I will say once these dry down, they dry down. So once you've put the eyeliner on your top waterline, if that's what you're using it for, and you might blink and get some color on here, you can just wipe it off a little bit with like a Q-tip or something. It's not going to do it again. So once it's dry, but just that initial application. But yeah, I swear by these. They are my absolute holy grail eyeliner. Like, I just cannot rave about them enough. Next up is the Lisa Eldridge lip glosses. So I have 3 different shades, and to be honest with you, it wouldn't really matter which shade I would pick up if I lost them. I just needed to have one of these in my collection. These are hands down the best glosses I have ever tried, period. And so it took me a really long time, like an embarrassingly long time, to try these because I don't know, I was just like, a gloss is a gloss. Why do I really need to like go out of my way to pick one up? But you guys kept like saying to me, get a Lisa Eldridge gloss, and I was like, okay, you convinced me. Picked up Dancing Rose to begin with. So these are the ones that I have. That's Dancing Rose, which is the first one I picked up. Then I picked up Affair, and then I picked up Silent Sun. And honestly, I will keep adding to my collection of Lisa Eldridge lip glosses because they are just immaculate. Like, truly, they're the best combination of a lip balm, lip oil, and lip gloss. So they are really, really hydrating on the lips. You can literally use these as like a lip treatment, but then they also got that beautiful like glossy glaze to them that makes your lips look juiced up and perfect, but they're also not like thick and heavy on the lips. So you're like, if you were in the wind and my gosh, I can't speak. You don't feel like your hair is going to get stuck to your face is what I'm trying to say when you wear these. Like, they're not thick and goopy. You don't get those like weird stringy gloss marks or anything like that sometimes too thick of a gloss can do. Like, they are just the perfect level of like juiced up glossness with also that lip oil lip balm feeling. I absolutely love them, and the shade range is impeccable. And if I had to pick, like, if I was going to instantly repurchase one, I would pick Affair just because it goes over every lip so flawlessly. Like, I'll put it over, I've got Le Mépris from Lisa on right now, so I'll put it over that. Perfect. Is it not absolutely perfect? Quite often I'll have Affair in my handbag for like when I'm in the office working and stuff, and I'll just put that on all day because it's really fuss free, hydrating on the lips, and then also does have that nice level of tint to it. So cannot live without the Lisa Eldridge lip glosses. Also, I am saying cannot live without, like, a little bit facetiously. Obviously I can live without any makeup, you know what I mean, but it's just a bit of makeup fun. Okay, next up is the Sigma color corrector. So this is the light medium duo, and you can see like I have hit pan in this one as well, and I think I've hit pan in that one, or I'm almost about to. I use a color corrector every single day when I do my makeup. I do have a lot of discoloration on my under eyes and darkness, so I find using a color corrector has really upped my concealer game and like just made my under eyes so much more flawless when I use one. But the Sigma one in particular is my favorite one because the formula, it's like this perfect blend of being really thin on the under eyes and not impacting the concealer formula that you put over the top of it, while still having a little bit of like coverage to it. Some color correctors can be like too sheer for me. I do have a bit of darkness that needs to be covered, so I do need a little bit of oomph behind it. And then I also love that you get two shades in here, one that's a little bit more pinky and one that's a little bit more peachy, because you can really mix and match the shades to create this like perfect color corrector for your skin tone. So some days, you know, like I find my darkness can be really bad, some days really like a bit better, other days, and that kind of a thing, and I can really just tailor what I need with the two shades. I absolutely love this. I think it is one of, if not the best color corrector around. Next up, we have the Make Translucent Powder. Now, this is actually my second one of these, and I've already hit pan on it, and I only just recently got this. I got my first one in January last year, which is crazy. It's already been a year. I went through that like completely, and then this is my second one, and I don't like this all over my face. I will give you that. It is a little bit too, I think it has hyaluronic acid in it off the top of my head, and that all over my face is a little bit too hydrating. I do have combo oily skin. However, this on my under eyes is hands down the best under eye powder I've ever tried. It really is flawless for my particular under eyes for a couple of reasons. One, it does have that little bit of extra hydration, and even though my T-zone's really oily, my under eyes are like the Sahara Desert. So the hydration in this powder for my under eyes is perfect because it does add that level of hydration that they need while still setting with powder. I'm not someone that can't set their under eyes without powder, like, or not set their under eyes, I should say. I don't know why, like, even though they're super dry, it's not gonna happen. Like, it's a hot mess if I don't. So this sets them without drying the under eye out further and adding that little bit of hydration and smoothing the under eye, which I absolutely love. And then because it's slightly tinted, it adds this perfect level of extra little coverage that my under eyes need. I like my under eyes to be quite full coverage, and so this just adds to that equation in like the most perfect way. And I really have been noticing, like, anytime I use another under eye powder lately, I just never like how my makeup has turned out as much as when I use this on my under eyes. Keeping on the powder theme, I can't live without my Makeup Forever HD Skin Matte Velvet Powder Foundations. Now 1 and 6 is my go-to shade. As you can see, I have hit pan on this quite significantly. And then I also have 1N00, which I don't use as often. This is more of like if I just need a little bit of extra brightening and that kind of stuff, but sometimes I'll also just mix these two together. Just depends on like where I'm at shade wise, if I'm super pale or I've got a tan on or whatever. I use this every single day. Every single day. I absolutely love it. And this 9 times out of 10 will be like my last step of my makeup, where I've kind of done everything, and usually by the time I've finished my makeup, my oils are already coming through. And so what I'll do is I'll actually take like a little brush like this is the N17 from BK, and I'll just pick up a little bit and like lightly tap it over the T-zone and the outer perimeters, and it will like soften kind of any harsh edges I might have, add a little bit of extra coverage I might like, because I like to use a lighter coverage foundation and then use this to bump up that coverage a little bit while still keeping the makeup quite thin on my face. And it just kind of adds this level of like blurring perfectedness to the skin, I personally find. I also like this as a spot concealer instead of using like a cream spot concealer. So if I have like say a breakout, say right here, I'll actually take this sponge, because this little sponge will apply this powder like full coverage, and then I will just kind of like tap it over, and it's going to like cover what I need it to cover really well. And because it's a powder, it's actually going to last a lot longer on the face. And because it's like, so I don't know, this is probably just a me problem, I'm not a makeup artist, but when I spot conceal, I usually find when I put the concealer on and then tap it out, I've lost a little bit of coverage. And then when you kind of like put the setting powder over the top or whatever, I don't know what I'm doing wrong, but it just kind of moves around. Whereas I find using this as my spot concealer, it's the last step and it's just setting it right in. So it just makes it completely covers the breakout, and then also just makes it last all day with that coverage. I can't live without these. I also, I should say, love to use this as my setting powder when I use a really light coverage foundation and I do want a little bit of extra coverage. My skin lately, or like as I'm getting older, it really doesn't like a fuller coverage foundation. It just can't take it as well. So my skin looks best when I have like a sheer layer of foundation on, but I still have a lot of imperfections and acne scarring and stuff that I would like to cover, and I still do like to have a more fuller coverage foundation. So I use this to amp up that coverage while still keeping everything really thin and skin-like. If you want to use this as a powder foundation as well, you go for it. It is awesome as a powder foundation, and it is a full coverage. It's just not like, I just like to use a liquid foundation, that's all. Next up is a blush, and this is the Pat McGrath Labs blush in Paradise Glow. I absolutely love this blush. Now I have a very large blush collection, way more than any one person could ever need. But if I lost this, I would instantly repurchase it, even though my blush collection is so large, because this blush is just this perfect go-to shade for me. It's actually the blush I'm wearing on my face today. This one is like, no matter what makeup look I am wearing, I can put this blush on and it looks perfect, it matches it, and it just always adds this beautiful level of color and like flush to my skin while still being quite understated in a really nice way. I also love the finish of this. It's perfectly buildable. Like the Pat McGrath Labs blushes to me are absolutely stunning with their formula, but this shade in particular with these two mixed together of Paradise Glow is chef's kiss and just perfect for literally any occasion, and I absolutely have to have this in my collection. My mum's also obsessed with this. She like repurchases it consistently. A cream bronzer that honestly, I have a lot of cream bronzers, but I just can't go past this one. This is the NARS Laguna cream bronzer, and like I will actually use this up, which for me is saying something because there's so much product in this. This is also the cream bronzer I'm wearing today. This is immaculate. It is hands down like the best cream bronzer I have ever tried, and I don't know what magic they have done with this, but wow, it is flawless. It blends itself. It just blends so beautifully on the skin. It blurs so beautifully on the skin. It is so lightweight on the skin and natural looking on the skin. It is a soft matte finish, so keep that in mind. If you're looking for more of like a dewy kind of finish, you probably won't love it. But for me, the way that this finishes with that soft matte, the way that it blurs, the way that it blends out in just this shade, I don't get me wrong, I have a heap of other favorite cream bronzers as well, like that I really enjoy. but this is a must-have for me and I cannot ever get enough of it. A lipstick that is an absolute must in my collection. Again, I have a very large makeup collection, let's be real, way more than any one person needs. Judgment-free zone. But if this lipstick was to go missing in my collection, I would instantly need to repurchase it, and it is the Natasha Denona My Dream lipstick. Now, I have two because this one is nearly finished and really it just got completely melted in my handbag over summer. So I'm going to show you the new one because it's much prettier to look at. So this is the lipstick right here, and you guys have seen me use this a lot on my channel, like a lot. In fact, I have to force myself to really use other lipsticks, I'll be honest, because this one is, again, one of those shades that it just goes with every single makeup look, I personally find. It's just always a go-to. It's always going to be reliable. It's such a beautiful finish. It is a satin finish, so you will need to kind of like reapply it throughout the day, but it's still really long wearing. But for me, it's all about that shade. That shade is just, again, goes with every single look I can imagine, and it's just fuss free because it's that satin formula. I can apply it and not have to worry about it getting all over my face. I absolutely adore the packaging. I love like the little pink and black splashes and everything, and I think this is limited edition, but I'm really hoping it's not because I just absolutely love this color, and even if it is limited edition in terms of the packaging, I really hope Natasha makes this shade specifically permanent because I always need it in my collection, truly. It is just immaculate. And you know that if you have been around here, I use that so often. And the last product on my list is the Danessa Myricks Groundwork Defining Neutrals palette. Yes, I've just seen that she's bringing out Groundworks too. Yes, I will be getting it, don't you worry. I love this, and I think I'm one of apparently the very few who does. So this, look how beaten and battered mine is. And if you watched my palette ranking from 2023, this was actually #1. And yes, I know this is a very boring kind of palette, but I use this almost every day with my makeup routine. It is absolutely impeccable. Now, I've seen a lot of people complain about the pomades and everything about this. I find the pomades in this palette, like I could actually just get rid of the mattes completely. Like what I love about this palette specifically is the pomades. For me, even used as eyeshadows, they are flawless. Flawless. They're so easy to use. They are long wearing, they're blurring. I absolutely love them. I love that I can mix and match all these shades to create my custom shades. I quite often use this one to tidy up under my brows and everything, and like even lighten just in here. I use this shade as like a contour quite often, and then I use these shades as like my brow color, like I'll use it as like brow pomades and everything. I use this so often. I absolutely love it. It lives on my desk. And if I lost this, I hands down would run out and repurchase it instantly because it has just become like a core staple in my makeup routine and my collection. But yeah, for me, the pomade is where it's at. Apparently I'm alone in that feeling, but it is so good. And that is all 10 of the makeup products that I personally can't live without. Again, very loosely, obviously I can, it's first world problems, but just a bit of makeup fun. I love all of these products. Again, I would run out instantly and repurchase them if I lost them for some reason. I just think these are creme de la creme. And obviously it's not all of the products that I love, but just some real key core staples for me. Let me know some of the products that you can't live without down below in the comments, and I hope you enjoyed the video. You know, if you made it this far, you're an absolute legend. Thank you so much. I truly appreciate you. And I hope you have the most amazing day wherever you are in the world, and I will see you next time. Bye!